All right, welcome everyone. Let's wait for everyone to join. Grant, let me just hang tight. I got your notification. So let's see if we can get a couple people to join first before I add you. I'll wait like another 30 seconds. Hi, Grant. How's it going?
Hey, good morning, Andre. How you doing?
Good, good. Just finished a jog. Kind of started late this morning, but
Gotcha.
everything's good.
Real good, real good. Good to see you again.
Yeah, we missed you last time, but that's okay. We had some viewers, and I think things are kind of slow for everyone this Monday, this week, because usually people join a few people. But yeah, let's talk about some real estate stuff today.
Yeah, sure. The real estate market is doing really well out here in the West Coast, as it is, I think, in the East Coast as well. Definitely a lot of hot markets. The metro markets, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Miami, New York, and a lot of the surrounding suburbs. Definitely for sure. Especially in New York, pushing all the way out to Queens, Long Island, even. I think the markets are doing very, very well.
Welcome. I see that we got our first viewer for the chat for the live. I don't know if he's there or left. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Can you see the chat, Grant?
Yes, I can.
Cool.
Faso, Faso. Hello.
Nice to meet you, Fasa Fasa. So, just so you know, if you're interested in getting your credit fixed for free, that's a possibility in this live. Just tune in. And if you have any ideas or questions regarding real estate, Grant is here to answer. Grant's a real estate agent. Okay, awesome, good. Yeah, so just let me know in the chat if you want me to fix your credit for free, because that's like the goal, and to help people get their real estate game up. So that's why we have Grant on here. We're going to have different experts. Grant is our real estate person in California. So if you're in Walnut Creek or know anyone near the Walnut Creek, Northern East Bay area, then that's Grant's neck of the woods. Go ahead, type in the comment free credit repair if you want to get your credit fixed for free, and I'll give you some instructions. Grant, I had a question. Oh, remember that post you posted on your Instagram regarding that building that just like it sold for 2 million, 20 million.
Yeah, in St. Louis.
San Luis Obispo, or St. Louis? No, St. Louis.
St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, yeah. St. Louis,
Oh,
Missouri.
Missouri.
It does have some luxury aspects to it. There's a lot of corporations out there, but in general, we don't really think of St. Louis as being a super high price point. Midwest. Kind of run the mill metropolitan area, but does not have a huge, very high standard of living. And so, because
No,
of that,
not at
real
all.
estate is not so expensive there. It's definitely a lot
Very
more
cheap. I've
affordable.
been there. It's beautiful.
Oh,
I love St. Louis. They have floods.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So close to the Great Lakes. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to
Uh,
the live, guys. Um, don't be shy. Text in the chat your name, how we can help you in terms of credit and real estate. So this live, you can get your credit fixed for free. Usually, I charge people like 5 to 10 grand just to work with them. And if you join this live and you know win, just type in the chat credit repair. I don't think we got a couple people chatting in the comment section. Yeah, just type free credit repair and then we'll check you out. I'll give you some instructions. Yeah, Missouri is beautiful, man. I went to the Botanical Gardens back in 2019, and it's actually beautiful, but it's old country. It's old the countryside. Yeah.
Old real estate too, as well. Yeah. So yet another reason why real estate's not so expensive. That post that I made was basically just showing how desperate the commercial real estate market is these days, especially when we're talking about office space. That was a building that was valued at about three times the amount, and about I think it was 2016, 2017. So worth 6 million, sold for 2 million. $2 million you would think is a lot of money, but here in California, that's not a super
There's,
huge amount of money. I mean, to
no,
be
there's
able to
houses
build
for
it.
that price. Give me 1 second. Hey, Foso, text my number right now, okay? I'm going to repeat it to you 2 times, so you better be ready. There's only going to be possibly one or a couple people, maybe 5 people I'll fix for free in this chat. I'll fix your credit for free. Normally I charge 2,000 to 5,000 to work with me. Okay, your credit score is 560. You definitely need some help, and you definitely need to take advantage of this once every Monday opportunity. I don't even know if I'm going to continue doing this. I might stop like today. So Falso, text my number. It's 858-252-6053. Maybe I could write it down.
Put it up on a whiteboard.
Yeah, give me a second.
That's like old school.
That's a good idea.
Well, while you're doing that, I guess I'll continue about the St. Louis. Yeah, $2 million office building for sale in St. Louis. That is super affordable, and as long as you can get the office space filled, it'd be a great income strategy. Um, and so we talk about office space here in California. Very similar things are happening in California too, as well. Much more higher price points, but office space is declining very, very rapidly. And a big reason is because nobody's really going back to the office, or not as many people are going back to the office as we projected. The pandemic really changed things. It basically made work from home very accessible. And now, there's so many people working from home that, office space is actually in very, very low demand these days. When you're talking about real estate, and we're looking at pricing, uh, business and real estate related to business, it always leads the charts, and residential basically follows right after that. So if see declines in commercial real estate, then we might potentially also be seeing declines in residential real estate. Big reason why is because when we have slow growth in business, we might be looking at slow growth also in employment. Less people employed means that there might be less people that actually able to buy a house, which means that residential real estate prices then start to decline as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, has unemployment increased, you think? I think I would say so.
It's been I'm sorry, steadily going up. Unemployment rate was doing really, really well, and then it really kind of started to flatten out. And actually,
Make
we
sure
do
to
see.
text this number now, man.
Yeah, there
Text
it
the
is.
number. Text it. Let me type in the chat if you got the number, okay? Just let me know in the chat if you got the number. Guys, if you want to get your credit repaired, text this number. And you see free, right? Yeah, it's free. So text this number. I'm going to leave it up for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, done. If you guys didn't get the number, you're SOL.
Wait till next Monday.
Yeah, wait till next Monday.
Yeah. How many people are going to be returning next Monday? That's going to be interesting.
Who knows? Who knows?
You're up to 10 viewers, it looks like.
Yeah. Hi, welcome,
Not
guys.
bad.
Yeah, if you guys want free credit repair, type it in the chat. Let me know. Free credit repair. Text my number 858-252-6053. 858-252-6053. You can go to my website, check out my channel, hit me up, send me an email, and yeah, let me know. Okay, so yeah, that sucks. That property decreased in value. How does that work?
Well, it's kind of a nice opportunity for real estate investors. That's usually people with money. It always takes money to make money for the most part. There are ways to kind of hack that and get around it, but
The first
yeah,
person that bought that lost so much. The second person that will buy it now for a liquidated price is, you know, going to be really really happy. Help me
exactly.
please. Sick medicine. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I can help you in terms of credit repair. What's going on? Yeah. So just make sure to text my number 858-252-6053 or visit pinnaclecreditrepair.com and you can hit me up there and we can get a consultation. There's Go to my recent videos, go to my videos, my credit repair videos. Not my You can go to my other videos, but for credit repair, go to my credit repair playlist, go to my community section, just go to my channel and it will show you the playlist, credit repair info, credit repair reviews. Usually in one of the videos there'll be my Calendly link. You can, hit me up there, book a consultation with me. There'll be my website. There'll be tons of information regarding how to fix your credit, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, I thought that building was in California for some reason. I must have read wrong.
Well, there's another California comparison. I think it was something like 15 million. It was valued at somewhere, I think, closer towards 30 million or so. It was right in the middle of downtown,
Yeah,
high-rise building.
that's the
Yeah,
one that I'm talking about. That was the big number. Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, yes, definitely losses incurred for the original owners, the previous owners, but I think a lot of times those guys, they're basically liquidating their position and trying to get into something else. So for the most part, I think really they're trying to just free up their money to be able to reinvest. I don't necessarily think it's completely a horrible thing, especially since a lot of these guys who are investors, they've still got money. They're still keeping their head above water. They're just having to, work a little bit harder in order to refigure out the market, refigure out a new strategy, and then reattack the business market.
yeah, you have to have a lot of money for
Yeah.
those type of investments. Angie, text my number right now if you want me to help you. Okay, it's 858-252-6053. Write it down. I'll say it a couple times because maybe you're driving or something. 858-252-6053. 858-252-6053. Shoot me a text or just go to my channel. Uh, just go to my channel, go to one of the videos. My website is there, pinnaclecreditrepair.com. Book a consultation and I will help you out. Yeah. Um, I see a lot of things online. Maybe it's my feed, but there's a lot of like how to make money. Like
Right. Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
real estate is like the all time tested way to make money, correct?
Yeah, I think it's generally agreed that it's the easiest, the safest, the most predictable. I read a statistic the other day that said that real estate doubles in value every 15 years. When you think about it, a 30-year loan, that's half the life of a 30-year loan, and you could potentially be able to pay off that loan. Should you buy the right property in the right loan conditions, so you could be living basically rent free or mortgage free in 15 years. That's pretty amazing to me.
And there's many ways to get uh, use out of that asset, such as depreciation, tax benefits, appreciation. Can you tell us a little bit about these things?
Yeah, interest write-offs. I mean, there's a whole lot of advantages to home ownership, and
Why would someone want to purchase a home versus an apartment? What's the ultimate reason from a financial standpoint?
well, in my opinion, the ultimate reason is to be able to build financial wealth. You can't do that with a rental. When you pay, first off, you pay a deposit to the landlord, which is for a certain amount of money. When you move out, you get that deposit back. And you don't get that deposit back plus any kind of financial return. Really, it's really just your deposit in order to ensure that if you were to damage the apartment, then you were able to compensate the landlord ahead of time, for those damages.
So
If
you're
there's no
throwing
damages, you
your
get the same
money
money.
into a black hole just to
on a
survive,
on a
pretty much.
monthly basis, yes, you are, because that black hole is not spitting money back out to you. Whereas home ownership, you put money into your mortgage. When you sell the house, you basically get all that money back theoretically. When you're doing it smartly in a improving market, then it's almost guaranteed that yes, you would be able to get that money back. And that's
So
at least that money back. That's at least the rent amount, at least the mortgage amount. Not to mention the increased value in the actual property to itself.
so you're not really losing money,
Not really, no, no, and especially not
depending.
with
You could
the
break
write-up
even,
as well.
but assuming that your appreciation, like especially people that want to raise their family in that home, I see people constantly making improvements like water heaters, roofs, stuff like that. And if they have kids, depending upon how old they are, maybe they want to pass that property down, sell it to their family, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, this is very, very important when we're talking about generational wealth. I think real estate's going to get more and more expensive. I
Oh yeah,
think that
definitely.
inflation potentially might get worse. Which means that prices are going to go higher. It stands to reason to me, in my opinion, that subsequent generations are going to have more and more difficulty buying a house from now forward. So that means that, and we're already seeing it actually. We see a lot of young kids asking their parents for help in order to buy a house. Can you help me with the down payment? And if you are concerned or thinking about your kids, then it's a very good idea to invest in real estate just for their sake. To be able to pass them, something that is of actual financial wealth instead of repeating the cycle of renting, and kind of breaking the cycle, creating financial wealth, creating generational wealth. The house that you buy potentially could be the down payment for the house that they buy in the future, or you could, pass it on to them through a will and trust too as well.
Yeah, that's a very, very, very good strategy. Great ideas, guys. Make sure to follow Grant Inaba on his YouTube. Subscribe, please. Go to subscribe to his channel right now. Check him out. Yeah, how did you get into real estate? What age did you start?
Um, Real estate's very interesting because there's a lot of young kids that are getting into it these days.
Yeah,
19-year-olds. As soon as they turn 18, they're already consuming a lot of the stuff they see on the internet. They understand.
before this stuff didn't exist. Like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, this stuff didn't exist. Even 10, 15 years ago, that's when all the whole gurus on YouTube started selling information, regurgitating information, selling it and selling it. And then it got really popular. But before, yeah, it was like kind of like hidden knowledge.
Yeah, it's very, very much an outlier. There's people that I've come across in media or even in my personal life that I've met that did start investing at a very early age, but I mean, across the board, I'm seeing even people approaching me saying, "Hey, I want to get started in real estate." My One of my best agents actually is 24 years old. He started with me when he was 23, and he's already selling tons of real estate. There's another person who I met just last month. He's flipping land. He's actually he's into all types of stuff. And the guy's only 23 years old. I can't believe it. To only know what I knew, or to know what these guys know when I was 23. I mean, that would be absolutely amazing.
Have you heard anything about seller financing?
Yes, yeah. There's lots of seller financing education out there now. You can learn about the internet. Seller financing is amazing because it allows most anyone to be able to buy now. It always existed, but now you can navigate it and kind of understand it a whole lot better. How to make it work for you. And there are people out there that will sell their property via seller financing. The greatest thing about seller financing when we're talking about credit is that you don't need to have great credit in order to purchase a property through seller financing. You're completely circumventing the mortgage business, big
The bank.
banks, traditional loans, and you're basically dealing with the seller directly. As long as you can prove to the seller that you're going to be able to afford that monthly payment every month, then the seller actually doesn't really care what your credit score is. And this is a huge reason why seller financing is so popular with people with low credit.
Do payments go through an escrow? What's the stop the I know in California contracts are really hard to break,
Yes. Yeah.
especially in real estate. you can
Yeah.
get in big trouble. But
Yeah.
there's always that fear that I don't know, like something might happen. I mean, someone that's not really experienced in this, they might think like, well, they're not a bank. How could they do that? Sounds kind
Yeah.
of shady.
Yeah, you're gonna definitely need an airtight contract. The California Association of Realtors, we mediate seller financing deals. You can also get a lawyer involved too as well in the very beginning, the creation of the agreement. Basically, there is an agreement that says that I agree to pay you this much deposit or down payment right now, and then throughout a certain timeline, I'll be able to pay you until there's a final payment amount, and then I own the property free and clear. That's usually on a 30-year term. It could be much shorter depending on how you want to set up the agreement. The one thing that we traditionally see in seller financing that is an obstacle, however, is the amount of down payment, and that is basically usually 20% or higher. And the thing that makes it work for everybody is that the seller gets paid a large amount of money up front. That's kind of the incentive for the sellers to do seller financing. Um, of course, we can talk about tax deferment, things like that, but the big incentive for a seller to agree to do seller financing with someone is through a large amount of money up front. If the buyer or the tenant, who is the buyer, lease to owner, is defaulting on the deposit or defaulting on the monthly rent or the monthly mortgage, the monthly payment, then that money actually that's in the down payment goes directly to the seller. The seller takes his property back. So that is the risk involved with the buyers, and we want to make sure that as a buyer that we are able to,
Do due
cover
diligence.
this agreement. Yeah, do your due diligence. Ensure that you are getting into a situation where you can pay the monthly mortgage every month. You can pay this, large amount of down payment up front, and that it's not going to hurt you throughout. Basically, you want to be able to.
Or if the
Uh,
home's paid off already and they're just like you hear those uh, people that turn properties into Section 8.
yeah.
Yeah, they do it with seller financing. Sometimes the property's already paid off, but the seller doesn't. It's not really doing anything with the property.
Yeah, I mean, seller financing works best when the property is completely paid off. Yes, and the reason why is because then you don't have to worry about a mortgage. You don't have to worry about taking that money and then paying someone else off. Basically, you're taking that money and putting it right into your own bank account. But it's not to say that you cannot sell a property through seller financing when there's already a loan attached.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah.
That's good to know.
And something to be careful about. A lot of people actually, a lot of sellers enter into seller financing with a strong assumption that buyers will not be able to fulfill their full obligation. A big one is the buyer has to stay inside the property for X amount of years until the property's paid off. A lot of people they're moving around so much because of jobs and work that they're only staying in one place for 3 to 5 years.
Hmm.
So don't if you're going to buy a property through seller financing, I would hope that you would want to stay there and invest time there, invest in your home ownership, and actually plan to live there for a long amount of time. Otherwise, you're probably going to have to figure out some kind of, I don't know, subleasing arrangement or stuff like that, and that makes things complicated too as well.
Yeah, there's a guy that he's doing creative finance and seller financing with Section 8, and he had like an affiliation with the Archbishop. What's it called? The organization for nuns, and they would like give him tenant nuns that would pay $2,000 in rent.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
very interesting. Yeah, where's this at?
Different parts of the country. This guy,
Really?
he's in Miami, but he doesn't have any property there. Different parts of the country. He has like
Yeah.
700 properties. I thought that was really cool. Seller financing. I've heard of that before. Uh,
Yeah, well, we're talking about tenancy investing. I mean, there's lots of different things you can do. There's home care, drug rehab houses.
Home
Section
care.
8,
Okay.
you
Drug
know,
rehab. Okay.
housing assistance. The reason why a lot of people engage in these things is they're actually getting money from the government in order to set these businesses up too, as well. There's grant
Yeah.
money, there's loan
Yeah.
money. There's definitely a need for these things, and sometimes, depending on what you're getting into, the rent is subsidized, the money's guaranteed. Section
Yeah.
8
The
basically comes through
guaranteed. Yeah.
in municipal government. Yeah, it's guaranteed market rate money. So there's a huge incentive with Section 8 rentals. Yes.
Huge demand, limited supply. So this is like kind of got the gears turning. I'm considering definitely going into that because it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I'm going to start doing wholesaling real estate. I think that's something like you said, everyone like they're just starting out.
Yeah.
They're learning the fundamentals of real estate.
Yeah. Yeah, wholesaling is a very interesting world. I feel like, this is my own personal opinion, I feel like wholesaling is basically real estate agents running around without licenses.
Yeah.
They basically can do most everything a real estate agent can do. They just do it under a completely different legal pretense. And it's really interesting how it's prevailed and increased over time. You can't, as a real estate agent, we can't throw a rock and meet a wholesaler. I meet one, like, I say at least maybe 3 or 4 every week, you know? Yeah,
Oh
and
wow.
and the really successful ones, the really smart ones, you definitely see them on a regular basis.
Wow. Do
Yeah.
you do any wholesaling?
I do when, the opportunity is available. I do when, because I have a license, basically I'm doing what a wholesaler does, but with a license and a commission,
Yeah.
so yes and no, very, very large projects that I can't invest in myself, then usually that's kind of something that we might wholesale.
So wholesalers are typically selling to investors solely, most
Yes.
likely.
Yes, yes.
Real estate agents, pretty much everybody.
But we also deal with investors too as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where we kind of do exactly the same thing a wholesaler does. I think the biggest no, I can't even say that. Wholesalers basically represent the sellers in order to mediate the sale between a seller and a buyer, which is the investor. We basically do the very same thing. It's just that we do it with the license and actual uh, California Association of Realtor, National Association of Realtor documentation, approved documentation.
Really.
Yeah, because wholesalers, they generally use their own contracts. They pretty much make up their own contracts. You know,
Yeah.
I I've seen them. They're like anywhere from 1 page to 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages, maybe. The California Association of Realtors purchase agreement and the listing agreement. The listing agreement is 10 pages. The purchase agreement's up to 18 pages now.
So why become a real estate agent?
At this point, there's not a huge reason. There's a huge amount of access and knowledge and education and legal compliance that real estate agents do. I believe that we do real estate at a much um, higher serviceable level. But if you don't want to become a real estate agent, then you don't need to, and you can do the very same thing as a wholesaler. It's just that you're doing it through your own contractual knowledge and practices. You're
Versus
doing it based on what you've learned out there in the world, and it seems to work as long as you're smart and cover your bases and aren't doing anything illegal.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
When I worked a lot in California, I met so many real estate agents. They had these like Remax, Intero,
yeah, and Taro, yeah,
um, so many others. They have these offices, and the
yeah,
realtors go there. There's different people working in those offices. There's a main broker, and
yeah.
then there's agents, and they have team meetups and stuff like that. And it's kind of like a culture, right? And I think it's really powerful when you can create an organization that has a culture. There's another company. It was called Firehouse or Fire something, where they do like 90% split, 80% commission. I forgot what it's called. And people will go there just because the commissions were higher. But every organization has their own benefits and disadvantages.
Yeah. Well, that's something we can talk about next week too, as well. There's what we call discount brokerages. There's very very interesting models now where they're fully online, and so they don't have to pay real estate, office expenses,
Yeah,
things like
yeah, yeah,
that. So
yeah.
these virtual brokerages are very interesting too, as well. A lot of times, these virtual brokerages also they have a tiered incentive program too, where I have a certain commission agreement with the brokerage, but anyone that I bring on, they sign on with the brokerage, and then I get a little piece of what they sell, and so on and so forth. So it kind of turns into this kind of multi-level marketing pyramid scheme too, as well.
Recruiting,
Um,
like kind of like
yeah,
a commissioned officer in the military or an affiliate. Um, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I didn't know the military does that, but that's very interesting. It's very much like basically like multi-level marketing, like selling vitamins. It's
Or
very interesting.
recruiting. Recruiting's like that too. Like especially in the Bay Area, they have recruiting agencies, and when you have a contract with, like, let's say, a Deco is a big one, and Ronstadt, these huge organizations, they hire for companies like Google, where you
Okay.
could work on the Google campus doing specific things. I know because I used to work on the campus,
Yeah.
and you would work for that company, but you'll be working doing the same thing as a Google employee, but you're not a Google employee. You're an employee of that firm, and that's where the money would go to first,
Yeah.
and then they would pay you whatever they negotiate. And so the recruiter would make, percentage. Usually it's an upfront commission, and then the company itself would just make pennies on the dollar,
Yeah.
and they just recruit so many employees like that.
Yeah. Independent contracting. I'm having a
Independent
hard
contractor,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time, I think, equating it to the real estate model. But at Google, that's great because they can hire these temporary workers. They don't have to pay for their retirement and healthcare and benefits in the same way that they would a full time employee. It's very temporary too, so they don't need to invest in a whole lot of money in them staying. They just renew the independent contract agreement every however much they need to, and they keep their employee there for however much they want to. It's like temp working. It's like temp services. Yeah.
Yeah, especially for like H-1B visa people that just
Yeah,
come from another country. They want.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, very good point.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say
we
the.
are.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say we are independent contractors of a brokerage, but and for all intents and purposes, we're basically employees. The interesting thing about all these brick and mortar real estate brokerages is that not a lot of people go to the office anymore. I only go to the office really to print and to maybe meet with my team. Otherwise, we're out and working in the field, or we're doing
Mm.
everything via computer. The world of
I like
real
the
estate is
job.
very virtual these days.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
being a real estate agent has its ups and downs, but once you got it right, I think it's great. You're walking, you're meeting different people. You're not stuck in an office. You're getting sunshine. You're in your car, et cetera, et cetera. And so you actually meet with a team. So people shadow you. Like, if do you bring like newbies on, and they would like shadow you, and you would have them canvas.
yes, yes, I do. Yeah, we've got 8 agents, and at various different levels of experience. My newest agent is about 2 months in the business. My oldest agent's been in the business since about 1987.
Wow,
Um, yeah, so I mean, just various different levels of experience, specialty, interest, language skills. A Russian speaking one, a Korean speaking one, a Spanish speaking one, and
Spanish
the
would be a big plus.
what's that? Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah,
California, dominantly Spanish speaking, but they have
yeah.
Koreans too. And where are Koreans in the Bay Area? Palo
There's
Alto.
a huge Koreatown in Los Angeles that covers, I think, like I would say, like one quarter and 1/8 of the metro
Oh, do
city.
do you work all throughout California, or just?
We are licensed in the whole state of California. We can do business in the whole state of California. But for investing, yes, I do. For what we call retail or residential, representation of buyers and sellers, they usually like to have someone a lot more local helping them out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. That
Investors
would be
only care about numbers. If the numbers work, then yes, they'll buy it, they'll sell it. But I think there's a certain amount of trust that people expect when they're buying their first home or selling their house, things like that.
guys, make sure to subscribe to Grant Inaba, his channel, and reach out to him for anything real estate oriented. Make sure you subscribe, like, watch some of his videos. And have you posted anything new yet? I haven't checked out your channel. Been extremely busy, Grant.
On YouTube, no. I need to actually start doing more of that.
Yes, please do. I would like to check it out and watch it and share it to my community, my audience here. I have some California people. Yep.
All right, well, I'll definitely do that then. That's my incentive to start working on that.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I've been making hundreds of thousands of dollars just on my YouTube channel the past 2 years. I made about just the YouTube. Now YouTube's not paying me, so it's hard. But if you start making content like in your area, you're going to get more clients. It's not easy, but like you said, what we talked about before, you go into different. You got to put it. You got to put in the time. But trust me, a video stays up like forever as long as you don't take it down.
Yeah,
And Google knows. Well, YouTube is Google because Google, owns YouTube. They know where
yeah,
you're at. So if they know
yeah,
you're posting from XYZ place, they're going to target that place.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, it's definitely a great way to recruit people. You can kind of do like a regular day vlog of what it's like working on a deal. If you already have like a deal lined up, you can it's going to close. You can record that, right? So there's so
Yeah,
many things you can record, especially YouTube Shorts. Even like all the information that you shared with me in this video would make great content, short
yeah.
form and long form. So that's something that people would enjoy. How do you spell his last name? Oh, we already have someone interested in checking out your channel. His last name is Inaba, Japanese, right?
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. You seem like you have a lot of knowledge. How many years of experience?
I think I'm going on 13 years now, definitely over a decade, and that's as a licensed salesperson. Even before that, I was doing real estate investing, and you can actually
Nice.
say I was doing my whole life. My parents, my family, they were all entrepreneurs and real estate holders, and owned commercial properties, vacation properties,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
rental
Then
properties as
then
well.
you have a huge advantage because you were born. Most parents, my parents had no. Well, my dad bought some property and then went bankrupt, but parents got divorced. But most people, I guess, don't have that type of experience. They owned real estate investment property, right?
Yeah,
Hotels. They're entrepreneurs, business people, so they probably had some small business here or there, or something. And then you growing up, you see that you have a huge advantage when you operate real estate from an entrepreneurial mindset, but also upbringing. So, guys, make sure to
yeah.
check out Grant. Really good information. Grant, Grant. His last name is Inaba, Inaba. Check him out on the channel. I wish I could chat here, live chat.
Yeah, I
Grant.
can't either, actually. That's interesting.
Grant, the good agent. Do you have a piece of paper and pen? Maybe you could write it.
Uh, I let's do it next time. I don't have
Okay.
anything to write on, actually. Sorry.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Grant Inaba, it's Grant the good agent Inaba. But you could find his information in the so after this live is saved, I will put his information in the description. I'll tag him and I'll put his Instagram and his website if he has one. You could reach out to him and make sure you share to people the message. We're trying to help blow up his YouTube channel and his Instagram. Okay, guys. So we were on here for almost an hour, so I think that's pretty good for today. I learned a lot, man. Thanks, and I'm sure people have learned quite a amount. We're gonna leave this live on saved because it was pretty good.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. Thank you. I guess I'll see you next Monday, huh?
Yeah, next Monday.
All right. Good deal. Thanks, Andre. Yeah. If anyone has any questions, you can always reach out to me directly. Any questions about credit, reach out to Andre directly, and we'll see if we can help more of you guys get more financially secure and build more financial wealth too as well.
Okay, take it easy. See ya.
See you later.
Oh, someone, the last number in your number. Oh, 6053 858 252 6053. Let me show it before I go. There, okay. Take a screenshot of that. There we go. Take a screenshot. Please take a screenshot of that. Okay. Grant, thank you for stopping by. Looking forward to seeing you next Monday.
All right. See you next Monday.
Okay. Adios.